Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests and beloved friends, today we gather in a spirit of unity to delve into a profound and transformative force, the power of peace. In a world that often seems engulfed by chaos, division, and conflict, it is essential to pause and reflect on what peace truly means. We find ourselves in times when voices of discord seem to drown out the whispers of tranquility, when the clamor of violence overshadows the soft music of harmony. However, as we explore this topic today, I want you to understand that peace is not simply an abstract concept. It is a living, breathing entity that can change lives, mend hearts, and build bridges across divides. Peace is more than the absence of conflict. It is a state of being that permeates our thoughts, our actions, and our interactions with others. It is a sanctuary where we can find solace amid life's storms. In many cultures and belief systems, peace is viewed as a divine gift, a blessing from a higher power that allows us to navigate the complexities of existence. This peace is a promise that can guide us, protect us, and ultimately transform us. To truly appreciate the power of peace, we must first understand its nature. It is not something we can buy or earn through accolades or achievements, rather. It is a state of mind and heart that must be cultivated. It requires introspection, humility, and a willingness to embrace our true selves. In the words of the great philosopher Lao Tzu, peace is the greatest of all blessings. To experience peace, we must embark on a journey within, seeking to understand ourselves, our motivations, and our purpose. We live in a world filled with distractions that pull us away from our center. The constant barrage of information, the pressures of daily life, and the expectations placed upon us can create a cacophony that drowns out our inner voice. This dissonance often leads to confusion, frustration, and anxiety. To combat this, we must create space in our lives for stillness and reflection. It is in those quiet moments that we can reconnect with our essence, our purpose, and our commitment to living a life of peace. When we align ourselves with our divine purpose, we become conduits of peace. Our thoughts, words, and actions begin to reflect this harmony. We must remember that peace is not a destination, it is a journey. It is the process of becoming who we were meant to be, and it is rooted in our relationship with ourselves and with our Creator. When we cultivate this relationship, we open ourselves to a deeper understanding of peace. We realize that peace is not merely a feeling, it is a powerful force that can transform our lives and the lives of those around us. Let us consider the remarkable lives of those who have embraced the power of peace and changed the world in the process. Great leaders throughout history have demonstrated that peace is not a sign of weakness, but a profound display of strength. Martin Luther King Jr., Mahatma Gandhi, and Nelson Mandela all understood that true power lies in the ability to bring people together, to unite diverse voices in pursuit of a common goal. They chose to wield the weapon of love rather than violence, compassion rather than hatred, and understanding rather than fear. These leaders were not naive, they understood the realities of conflict and injustice. Yet they chose to respond with the power of peace. They knew that lasting change cannot be achieved through force, it must come from a place of love and understanding. They recognize that when we approach conflict with an open heart and a willingness to listen, we create an environment where dialogue can flourish. In their pursuit of peace, they inspired millions and left a legacy that continues to resonate today. As we reflect on the lessons from these remarkable figures, we must ask ourselves, how can we embody the power of peace in our own lives? How can we be agents of change in our communities, our workplaces, and our families? The first step is to cultivate inner peace. This process begins with self-awareness. We must take the time to reflect on our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. What triggers our feelings of anger or frustration? What situations lead us to feel disconnected or at odds with others? By understanding our own triggers, we can develop strategies to respond with grace and composure, even in the face of adversity. Meditation, prayer, and mindfulness practices can be invaluable tools in this journey. These practices allow us to quiet the noise around us and tune into the stillness within. They provide us with the space to reflect on our values and our purpose. When we create this inner sanctuary of peace, we are better equipped to navigate the challenges of life. We learn to respond rather than react, to choose love over fear, and to foster understanding rather than division. The second step in embracing the power of peace is to be intentional in our interactions with others. This requires a conscious effort to choose words that heal rather than hurt. Words have the power to uplift, inspire, and create connections, but they can also wound and divide. We must be mindful of the impact of our language. A kind word, a gentle touch, or a listening ear can make all the difference in someone's life. By fostering relationships that encourage rather than destroy, we create a ripple effect of positivity and compassion. Furthermore, we must engage in actions that promote goodwill. This means being proactive in our efforts to support others, to lend a helping hand, and to stand up for what is right. It means recognizing that our actions matter and that we can choose to be a force for good in the world. As we create a culture of peace in our homes, workplaces, and communities, we will witness a transformation that extends beyond ourselves. We must also remember that peace is not passive. It requires active participation and engagement. It is a commitment to stand for justice, equality, and compassion, even when it is challenging. True peace involves addressing the root causes of conflict and seeking to create solutions that honor the dignity and humanity of all individuals. It requires us to engage in difficult conversations and to confront uncomfortable truths. As we embark on this journey of peace, let us also recognize the importance of community. We are not meant to walk this path alone. We are called to connect with others who share our vision of peace and to support one another in our endeavors. Together, we can create a powerful movement that amplifies our collective voice. When we unite in our commitment to peace, we become a force to be reckoned with. Our combined efforts can challenge the status quo and inspire others to join us on this journey. In this pursuit of peace, we must also acknowledge the importance of self-care. We cannot pour from an empty cup. To be effective ambassadors of peace, we must prioritize our well-being. This means taking the time to rest, recharge, and nurture our physical, emotional, and spiritual health. When we care for ourselves, we are better equipped to care for others. We become beacons of light, radiating peace and positivity in all that we do. As we reflect on the power of peace, let us also consider its role in healing. In a world filled with pain, trauma, and division, peace offers a pathway to reconciliation. It is a bridge that connects hearts and minds. When we choose to embrace peace, we open ourselves to the possibility of healing from past wounds, healing from conflicts, and healing from the divisions that separate us. Forgiveness is a critical component of this healing process. It is through forgiveness that we release the burdens of anger and resentment that weigh us down. It allows us to move forward with grace and compassion. Forgiveness does not mean condoning harmful behavior, rather. It is an act of liberation for ourselves. When we forgive, we free ourselves from the shackles of bitterness and open our hearts to love and understanding. As we walk this path of peace, we must also be willing to listen. In a world that often values loud voices and strong opinions, the art of listening can be overlooked. Yet, it is in listening that we truly understand one another. It is through active listening that we create space for dialogue and connection. When we listen, we acknowledge the experiences and perspectives of others, fostering empathy and compassion. In this journey, we will inevitably encounter resistance and challenges. There will be moments when peace seems elusive, when anger and division threaten to overwhelm us. However, it is precisely in those moments that we must hold fast to our commitment to peace. We must remind ourselves that peace is a choice we make every day. It is a conscious decision to rise above the noise, to respond with love, and to embody the values we hold dear. As we conclude our exploration of the power of peace, I want to leave you with a call to action. The world is in desperate need of peace, and it begins with each of us. Let us embrace the power of peace in our hearts, in our homes, and in our communities. Let us be the change we wish to see in the world. Together, we can create a future where peace reigns, where love conquers hate, and where understanding triumphs over division. Let us be the voices of hope in a world that often feels dark. Let us rise above the challenges we face and choose peace as our guiding principle. In closing, I urge you to recognize the incredible power of peace. It is the foundation upon which we build our lives, our relationships, and our legacies. Let us be ambassadors of peace in a world that desperately needs it. Let us be the voice that speaks hope into despair and love into hatred. Together we can harness this divine power, transform our lives, and change the world. The power of peace is within you now. Let it flow freely. May you leave this gathering today inspired to carry the message of peace into every aspect of your life. May you find strength in your